Hello and welcome to Well Dressed Thoughts. I'm your host, Dalila. Okay, but seriously, I'm starting this little series. I'm calling it Well Dressed Thoughts because, first of all, I'm gonna get dressed up for you guys, serve a look, serve a beat, you know what I'm saying? And then, second of all, here's the thing I'm a huge nerd. I have no one to talk to about the stuff that interests me because my husband's like sick of hearing it from me. He like hears the podcast from the bathroom. He's like, I'm good. I'm obsessed with esoterica. I'm obsessed with ancient knowledges, of wisdom traditions, mystery schools, all of this kind of like woo stuff. And I have no one to talk to about it, so I'm going to talk to you guys about it. So yeah, this is just going to be more, a little stream of consciousness. I'm going to read some notes, obviously, because like I'm not a researcher, okay? Don't like quote me on anything. Okay, hotties, let's get into it. This week's episode is called The Pyramid Was Never a Tomb. Okay, no, this week's episode is about pyramid technology, and this shit is fascinating. Okay, listen up. What if the most iconic structure on Earth wasn't a tomb? What if it was built to do something? When we think about the Great Pyramid of Giza, we're told a simple story. A massive tomb built with primitive tools to honor a king. But the deeper you look, the less that explanation holds, because the pyramid is not just big, it's precise. It's aligned to true north with astonishing accuracy. More precise than many modern buildings. Its dimensions reflect mathematical constants tied to the earth itself. And inside, its chambers are constructed with materials that behave in a very specific ways under pressure and vibration. So the question becomes, was this really symbolic, or were the pyramids functional? Now I'm going to go through some research. Mind you, of course, I'm not doing research, I'm just citing research that I've come across, okay? So don't come for me. In the 1950s, a Czech engineer named Karl de Braal filed a patent for something unusual, a small pyramid-shaped device that he claimed could sharpen razor blades. The idea was simple. Place a dull blade inside a pyramid, align it north-south, and over time, it restores its edge. Around the same time, a French researcher, Antoine Bovis, claimed that organic material placed inside pyramid structures didn't rot in the usual way, but dehydrated. Now, whatever, experiments can be controversial, there's been some difficulty in replicating these blah 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 blah, but they do raise an interesting question. Could shape alone influence physical processes? So let's fast forward to some modern research that I think is very interesting. Okay, listen up. Actually, hold on, please. Smoke break! Just a little herbal cigarette. Like lavender, and like, it's like tea, like potpourri, like a potpourri kind of cig, you know? Now let's fast forward to some modern research, because this shit is crazy. Okay, listen. In 2018, scientists at MIT ran electromagnetic simulations of the Great Pyramid. What they found was unexpected. Under certain conditions, the pyramid appears to concentrate electromagnetic energy into specific internal chambers. Not mystical energy, but this is measurable fields of energy. Now, this doesn't prove that the pyramid was a machine or anything, but it does suggest something important. That shape isn't passive, and that's something we will talk about in a later episode when we talk about biogeometry. Then there's the material itself. Key chambers inside the pyramid are built from granite, a stone rich in quartz. Quartz has a property called piezoelectricity, which means under pressure or vibration it can generate an electrical charge. Engineer and researcher Christopher Dunn proposed that this combination, geometry, material, and vibration, could allow the pyramid to function as a kind of resonance-based system. A structure that doesn't just sit there, but interacts with the forces that we don't fully understand. How fucking cool. And then there's the location. The Giza Plateau is not randomly placed. Some researchers suggest it sits on a point of global significance, possibly tied to the Earth's geometry or energy distribution. Ideas like ley lines, first proposed by Alfred Watkins, suggest that ancient sites may align along visible pathways across the planet. Mainstream science doesn't accept this as proven, but the pattern is interesting, and it shows up again and again across ancient cultures across the globe. So what do we do with all of this, right? Because none of it on its own is proving anything that like the pyramid was a power plant or an energy device or anything really beyond a monument, but taken together it starts to form a pattern. Geometry that interacts with energy, materials that respond to vibration, structures placed with extreme precision. And maybe that's the real takeaway. Not that we've solved the mystery, but that the ancient world may have understood something that we have lost. a way of working with nature instead of against it. A way of building that wasn't just structural, but energetic. So the next time you see the Great Pyramid, don't just think of it as something old. Think of it as something intentional. Because the real question isn't, how did they build it? It's, what did they know that we don't? See you next time.